All right, I have 6 PM on my time, so if you make sure that you have your mics close enough so everyone watching us online can hear. I'm calling this meeting to order, 6 PM. Becky, call the roll, please.
Bernander,
Present.
Crowley is excused. Donahue? Here. Green?
Here.
Paul?
Here.
Robeck? Here. Schlinkert is excused. Trantow?
Here.
Wetzel? Here. We have a quorum. Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda.
I have no changes.
Public comment.
I've received none.
Approval of the minutes of public hearing and common council meeting, July 24th, 2025.
Alderperson Bernander.
I'll move to approve the minutes of the public hearing and common council meeting of July 24, 2020.
Alderperson Donahue.
I second that.
Any further discussion? Becky, call the roll, please.
Donahue?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Robeck? Trantow?
Aye.
Wetzel?
Aye.
Bernander?
Aye.
Passes. Mayor comments. Welcome Administrator Sheneman and Charters of Freedom dedication, September 20th, 2025.
All right, I know it's kind of seemed like forever since we last met because of the schedule, but being it's Justin's first council meeting as new city administrator, I'd like to say a few words. In the 3 weeks that Justin has been with us, I've personally seen a lot of great ideas with him, and he's gotten right down to business. I have no doubt that his ideas and perspectives will help the city grow and improve in the years to come, and finally fix those forms that nobody can figure out how to submit or fix online. I believe that we're setting the foundation for exceptional progress in the future. Justin, you're not just taking a job, you are inheriting about 7,000 emails, a few surprise budget requests, and at least one resident who will find your direct line by 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. But in all seriousness, I wanted to say that we are lucky to have you, and here's to the future. Just don't think that all city council meetings are going to be this easy, but welcome aboard. And for the rest of you, I wanted to state all of you are invited to the dedication ceremony for the Charters of Freedom project at Riverside Park. This is going to be on Saturday, September 20th at 10 a.m. The construction is progressing quickly on that, so I'm really excited to see what the finished project looks like. Gotten a lot of positive responses from community members already. I have also reached out to some VIPs to see who all can make that, and they can see the exciting things that are happening downtown. So don't forget to mark your calendars for Saturday, September 20th at 10 a.m.
Consent agenda, reports of subcommittees, boards, and commissions. Finance Administration, July 22nd. Portage Emergency Planning, July 30th. Board of Zoning Appeals, August 4th. Legislative and Regulatory, August 6th.
Alderperson Green.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Alderperson Wetzel.
Second.
Any further discussion? Becky, call the roll, please.
Green?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Robeck?
Aye.
Trantow?
Aye.
Wetzel?
Aye.
Bernander?
Aye.
Donahue?
Aye.
Passes. August 2025 Department Head Reports.
Alderperson Green.
I have a question for Mr. Soviak.
Good evening.
If you could elaborate on the AI data center.
Yes, so the big buzz in state and national economic development circles is the fact that in the future going forward, there will be a number of data centers, call centers information generation centers that will be sited throughout the country, and they will be sited in Wisconsin. And so I have used my, I guess, connections. I used to work for the legislature, and I have some friends that still are there, so to speak. So they're keeping their eyes and ears open. If there is a site search for an artificial intelligence data center, Portage, I'd like to say, will be one of the first people in line in our industrial park. So that's part of my job. We have to be proactive, look to the future. Nothing is concrete, nothing is certain. There was, some funding that can be available to assist us. So stay tuned, and it's one of those pie-in-the-sky types of things that, we have to be at least part of the discussion, even if we're not part of the solution. So hopefully that explains it to you.
I was kind of wondering if it was
It will
coming
be
soon or-
large, and, but again, there's nothing specific necessarily, out there. It's just very nebulous. So I'm trying to keep my handle on it. I wish I could be more specific.
Good. Do we have any further timelines or information on like that potential rail spur? Or is that still in?
Yeah, the search committee is compiling a bunch of data for Canadian Pacific, Kansas City Rail that is required for them to move forward. So I would think we're probably another couple months, at least a month or 2 or 3, before we have our next meeting. We also are having meetings simultaneously with the railroad and the search committee. So it's very slow moving. The bar is very high. Again, the search committee has informally selected Portage out of the entire state for this industrial rail spur. So again, it's one of these things that works very slowly, and I'll keep you informed if there's anything new.
Person Bernander.
I got a question with John with the budget. So in the notes, it says, starting the year around negative 200,000. Do you mind just explaining so everybody has understanding of how that came to be?
Sure. So due to the referendum last year, we exceeded our levy limit, and even though that was voted on by the community and it was allowed, we went over our budget expectations for the DOR. Therefore, we lost our expenditure restraint revenue, which was around $185,000. So we figure with that, and along with some other changes that we know of, we're about 200 in the negative to get started for the budget season. We're still waiting on insurance for health insurance, property insurance. Our work comp mod did go up again, so we're looking forward to getting that number in. But Justin scheduled a meeting with the league insurance so we can talk to them and see if there's anything we can do. We also have our contract negotiations going.
Yeah, I know statewide, when I was talking to some chief executives at my conference a couple weeks ago, that this is also a problem that they keep on running into, that some of these communities are a little bit larger than us, around 20,000. They kind of keep getting this yearly cycle where they'll exceed expenditure restraint, then they'll get it back, and they'll exceed it again, and they're kind of, and the state is looking at completely overhauling the whole system because it's sort of broken. But the difficulty is, they were looking at just freezing whatever your expenditure restraint that you got, you just keep. But the Wisconsin Towns Association was like, well, hold on here, like, some towns are growing pretty quickly too, so they wanted to cut at that. And so they basically kicked it to the next budget cycle and we're gonna take another look at that. So there was originally I was talking to legislators about maybe changing that, being ours was approved by referendum, but that did not get into the budget. That's where that 200,000 loss comes. Alderperson Bernander.
I just want to say one other thing for the police. They did a great job with National Night Out and everybody else that contributed to it from the city. Just thanks to everybody. It was a great event.
Several of you guys there, I was out and about talking to people. I think it was really well attended. A lot of fun, and the weather cooperated, so I think that part was all fantastic.
New business, finance and administration, discussion and possible action on claims.
Alderperson Bernander.
Move to approve $1,198,459.31 in total paid, unpaid, and debt claims.
Alderperson Green.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Alderperson Rohrbeck.
I'm just curious, electric one was like 21,000 and change.
So Electric One holds our city service contract. They do a number of different things through us throughout the year, one of which is utility locate. So anytime someone calls in, throughout the city, they mark the power within the roadway, so no one hits it when they go through. A majority of that bill that you're referencing, though, is in relation to the streetlights downtown. When we obviously went through for this summer's construction, we ran into a number of difficulties with our existing infrastructure that's scheduled to be replaced in the next 5 years, but we obviously needed to get those lights up.
What did we budget for that?
For Charters of Freedom? It's 25,000 is what it was gonna cost, and we got a 10,000 donation from the town. So 15,000 is coming from the city Parkland funds.
And then that survey, I mentioned the last time, or whatever that survey, what is that cost?
$10,000.
To ask if we like on parks?
Yeah,
Maybe Phil should do one and say, how do we like the street support?
MSA wanted 15,000,
Why didn't we do one at all? Who authorized that?
the Park and Rec Committee, and then it came to council
Yep.
to
And
use
just-
Parkland funds. And it helps them get grants to use to renovate and make the parks better. You have to have a court plan on file.
Just to clarify, that is the whole court plan. The survey is just a portion of that component. So they'll take that information.
Well, nothing personal, but I had served for 200,000, not 100,000, yeah. I was paying $10,000 to like our parks.
But they used the Parkland fund, which we couldn't have used for the general fund. It has to be used for parks.
Because the,
Well, no, see, when it came up for discussion, it was held off and held off and held off. It actually wasn't Toby's idea, it was the chair of the Park and Rec who came up with the idea and offered the idea up, so. I think it makes a lot of sense, because it lets us, the court plan gives us access to the Knowles Nelson Foundation grants. We've had success with that particular grant. Beasley Pavilion, they want to do other passive types of parks, like walking trails, which if you talk to our developers who are interested in developing in the city, they want passive parks like trails. And that's what this court plan gives us, access to grant money for passive parks. Well, we can't really cross the lines on those funds. Well, and Lens doesn't require a court plan. Great, yeah, we're very thankful for that.
Saw that, we just had something replaced on one of those out there, the California, something placed on that road. Been there, what, a year? I'd love to see that, I'd love to see the guarantee on that, am I right?
I know that even at Paquette Park, a slide broke, and that was covered under warranty, and that's been a couple of years, so. Hopefully that,
Yep.
at the end of the day, if spending the $10,000 on the court plan allows you to get $30,000 in grants, then it's money spent. If the ROI on that, from my understanding, is quite high. So, short-term pain for long-term gain, I think, is the way that's been described to me.
Yeah, I mean, the other issue is the parkland fund is kind of depleting right now, too. And we're talking about buying the concrete park, and we're talking about using parkland for other things, so, you know, there's, that fund's gonna run out unless we start getting more homes developed.
Do we have a first and a second?
Any further discussion? All right, Becky, call the roll, please.
Paul?
Aye.
Robeck? Trantow?
Aye.
Wetzel? Bernander?
Aye.
Dunahee?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Passes. Next, we have discussion and possible action on ordinance 25-005 relative to animal care and control. Let me get to it. Just one moment. Summary of proposed changes pursuant to the recommendation from the Legislative and Regulatory Committee clarifying the definition of provocation. Common Council of the City of Portage does hereby ordain as follows. The following sections shall be repealed and recreated as follows. Section 6-102, vicious and dangerous animals. Definitions. 2, vicious animals shall mean any animal that A, is defined as a dangerous animal and is not in compliance with the restrictions imposed by this section, or B, without provocation, has killed any person or domestic animal, or C, without provocation, has bitten, injured, damaged, or attacked any person or domestic animal in which serious injury has occurred, or D, has a propensity, tendency, or disposition known to the owner thereof to attack without provocation in a manner which may cause death, injury, damage, or which may otherwise endanger the safety of any person or domestic animal, or E, is owned, harbored, or trained primarily or in part for the purpose of fighting. 3, provocation, as listed within this section, is considered but not limited to any of the following. A, any person or domestic animal who attacks, bites, injures, abuses, or menaces the animal in question or the owners, caretakers thereof. B, a person who trespasses onto the property or into the dwelling in which the animal in question resides. C, a domestic animal running at large, which trespasses onto the premises in which the animal in question resides. This subsection does not apply to any animal under control of any person which is on or in the immediate area of any public sidewalk, pathway, or any public property in which domestic animals are permitted. All other sections that shall remain as previously adopted. This ordinance shall take effect upon passage and publication thereof. This is the first reading.
Alderperson Bernander.
Was there anything that really prompted this, any specific thing, or is this just coming up for fun?
Well, Alderperson Paul, do you want to give the whole spiel? Otherwise, I can do the Cliff's Notes version. Yeah.
Speak, I will.
So the long story short is when we had vicious dog complaints, and the ordinance just said without provocation, and there were a couple situations where another dog ran up to another dog and got bit. Well, is that provocation or not? And so, what constitutes that, right? Because there would be times, there's one where a family friend came over and the dog ran up and bit him, right? And then there's another one where another dog came up onto that dog's property, and it's like, well, would that be provocation? So, at Leg and Reg, when we had these vicious dog hearings, there's all sorts of just ambiguity and nothing's defined. And so Alderperson Paul said, we need to define what this is so that when our officers are writing the citations, they can say, okay, well, that was provoked. And so that's where this originated from. Alderperson Green.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and read ordinance number 25-005 by title only for the second reading.
Alderperson Paul.
Second that.
Further discussion? Becky,
Rohrbeck,
Aye.
Canto,
Aye.
Wetzel,
Aye.
Bernander,
Aye.
Dunnehy,
Aye.
Green,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
passes. Ordinance number 25-005, ordinance relative to animal care and control pursuant to the recommendation from Legislative and Regulatory Committee clarifying the definition of provocation. This is the second reading.
Alderperson Paul? Alderperson Wetzel?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Jackie, call a roll, please.
Tranto,
Aye.
Wetzel,
Aye.
Bernander,
Aye.
Dunnehy,
Aye.
Green,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Rohrbeck,
Aye.
passes. Municipal Services, discussion and possible action, contract award, the levy lift station pump and panel replacement project.
So the levee lift station, which is adjacent to the wastewater treatment plant, was constructed in 1997. This pump is used to pump effluent water from the wastewater treatment facility to the Wisconsin River when the river levels increase and eliminate the functionality of our gravity sewer that is typically used for our effluent water. An inspection of this lift station revealed that the current pump and panel are not operating at optimal capacity and need to be replaced. We did an RFP and solicited proposals from 3 qualified vendors in July of 2025 for a new 20 horsepower motor and control panel to go with it, as well as an alternate for a variable frequency drive in addition to the standard. Received 2 proposals for that job, ranging in base bid price of $77,478 to $123,800. Crane Engineering provided the low base bid pricing. This project was included in the 2025 capital improvement plan. However, it had an estimated cost of $28,000. In that same capital improvement plan for 2025, we included $86,000 allocated to rebuilding and installing the upper bearing shafts of the wastewater treatment plant screw pumps. However, in coordination with Strand Engineering, those screw pumps are going to be replaced completely as part of the facilities improvement plan beginning later this year. So they have advised us to not move forward with shafts. What we're doing is we're looking to reallocate $57,000 from the screw pump project to placed on the levee pump and panel replacement project to create a total project budget of $85,000. We're recommending the allocation of these funds and then awarding the contract.
Alderperson Green?
I'll make a motion to reallocation of the screw pump funds to the levee lift station pump and panel replacement, as well as contract award to Crane Engineering in the amount of $77,478, which includes the base bid components.
Alderperson Wetzel?
Second it.
Any further discussion? Alderperson Rohrbeck?
We annually do an inspection of all our lift stations. We have a company called Xylem Water Solutions who's done a number of projects for us over the past. They come in, they test the pumps, they test the panels to determine if there's any issues with them, whether the panel's faulting out, whether the pump is having some control issues. So this was found late last year. In the past, other than general maintenance, no. Performed preventative maintenance each year with that contract with Xylem over the past 3 years. Before that, I cannot speak. Correct. A number of our lift stations are reaching that 20, 25-year age range, unfortunately, and that's the life expectancy of a lot of
Alderperson Bernander?
How likely is it that we're gonna need that variable frequency drive in the alternate bid?
This lift station's set up a little bit differently than our others. Our other ones run basically constantly. This one only runs when the river is high. So with that, the pump turning on and off is few and far between, as opposed to steadily running. So I think the VFD, or variable frequency drive, could be added at a later date if we're seeing some of those control faults, but at this time, I think we're safe to install it without.
Alderperson Green.
One question I forgot to ask the other day. How many of these lift stations do we have? Is this the last one we have to replace? No,
Fortunately.
we have more. Sure, we'll be discussing that in the future.
These have like a useful life of like 10 years,
About 20,
20?
if the appropriate preventable maintenance.
Very good.
First and a second, correct? Correct. Any further discussion? All right, Becky, call the roll, please.
Wetzel,
Aye.
Bernander,
Aye.
Donahue,
Aye.
Green,
Aye.
Paul.
Aye.
Rohrbach. Tranto. Passes.
Alderperson Green.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Alderperson Paul. Any further discussion? All right, Becky, call the roll, please.
Bernander,
Aye.
Donahue,
Aye.
Green,
Aye.
Paul.
Aye.
Rohrbach. Tranto. Wetzel,